shitlords, shit ladies. Jeff, hamster in a man suit. Video 5. Video 3, just for fucking Monday. I had expected to do these maybe once a week, but today has been a pissed off kind of fucking day. You may have seen the MovieBot video this morning, where MovieBot basically said everyone who supports Gamergate is just a puppet for a vast, faceless conspiracy he has no evidence of, but suspicions of. And since he's all smarter than everyone else in the fucking world, we should trust him. Even though we have evidence of a conspiracy to control information from the journalist side that they have not been able to refute. Then, NeoGAF has decided, the place that has decided that Boogie is too severe, that big fat fucking Care Bear is too severe to be a part of their side anymore because he just thinks everyone should be nice to each other. They need a safe place for pedophiles in an all-ages forum. I mean, how could I not be more angry about that than this? And this, ladies and gentlemen, the topic of the hour, the topic of, well, whatever the fuck hour it is there, it's going to be a topic of the 15 minutes, maybe. Suicide! Now, it's... fuck. I don't read everything that comes from the conversations. I don't read the fucking Twitter. I read the stuff that looks like it's going to be pertinent to me, either because it's someone I follow, because they say things that are pertinent to the stuff I'm interested in, or Gamergate stuff that looks like I can contribute or add a snarky comment to. That's pretty much it. I read the Ralph reports that come through, obviously. I read the Niche Gamer articles that look like they're interesting to me. I read the fucking Mindless Zombie Studios, generally speaking. I generally just read all those. So, the other day I saw Camera Girl pissed off at somebody. Something mentioned suicide. And I don't really tread there. I have a personal stake in not kind of going into an argument about suicide. She seemed to have it fucking handled. There was another Gamergator kind of telling her to calm the fuck down. But other than that, I'm like, that's poop I'm not touching. Because I'll be here all fucking day. If you piss me off about suicide, I'll be here all day. So I moved on. And then bouncing around, fucking looking at other stuff online, I found a video about Todd in the Shadows. Propping up his friend. His suicided friend. To make an argument. But before we delve into my feelings on that, which you can probably guess, let's discuss why I have those feelings and why I feel I'm at least moderately justified to have an opinion on how to properly treat the dead in this regard. May 10th, 1998, my brother killed himself. Mother's Day. Because of a dispute with his wife, he took 200 pills of 2 different bottles that were part of her prescriptions. This led to, rather than he then went to bed, and he fell asleep, and rather than dying rather quickly, which would have been what happened if he had taken just one of those 2 pills in high amounts, it took him 8 hours of his body becoming slowly more toxic for him to finally pass. I arranged I arranged his funeral. I arranged his passing. And then just a few years ago, my mother killed herself, April 4th, after a dispute with her spouse, and taking a metric fucking shit ton of her own prescription pills. He didn't leave a suicide note, and she left 11, so it balances out in the long run, I suppose. You're going to hear me chuckle, and you're going to see me smile, and it's because I smile and I chuckle because it's either that, or cry, or scream, or fucking... And I still had to work while this is going on, so I just learned to laugh. You can go to work with a smile on your face and have a chuckle, and no one fucking questions it. You go to work, and you're rubbing your fucking eyes, and you're blowing snot bubbles into your shirt, and you can barely fucking move. You were like, you need to talk about it. I don't want to fucking talk to you about it. I don't know you. Fuck you. But I honestly believe that to lie about the dead, is the greatest disrespect you can do for the dead, short of digging them up and fucking their corpse. My brother was a grade A asshole. I love him. There's not a fucking year that goes by for either of them that I don't. And anyone who's lost a family member, you know that those times of year, they're passing, and the time you would have spent the most time with them. Usually Christmas, but not always. Usually the holidays. There's always that time of year where you're sitting there like, man, I wish he were around, or I wish she were around, or I wish he could meet my son, or I wish my son could go over to grandma's house. But when it's a suicide, if you had suicide, you've also got that. It's something I could have done. If I had called, could I have saved their life? If I picked him up from work and had a talk with him. If I fucking invited him to go play video games. If we hadn't had that last fight, what would be different? And you don't fucking know. And that's what's going to kill you every goddamn fucking time it happens. Every day that it comes up in your mind. For some people, it's every day of their life. For some people, it's... And over time, it becomes just that time of year, or those times of year. It kills you. It fucking tears you apart. And, but I'm never going to lie about them. They were both fucking paranoid nut jobs. They were conspiracy nuts. My brother believed that the New World Order was out to assassinate him, to the point where he called us frantic because the guy gave him a $20 tip at his job and he thought there might be contact poison on it. He was a fucking nut. My mom was the same way. My mom honestly believed a lot of the stuff that the rad films are pushing, things like, every man has a rapist in him. Don't ever, telling me as a kid, don't ever take rides from strangers. Well, that makes sense, but I was walking home from a place one time, I had fucking $100 in groceries and bags, and I was walking in the fucking snow, no fucking shopping cart because it's fucking snow. Cab driver pulled me over, offered me a ride home, and I took it. I got chewed out for that. It's a fucking cab driver. Those are one of the strangers we're actually supposed to accept rides from. But it is what it is. But why are we talking about this? I'm sure you guys don't want a fucking 15-minute video about my mom and my brother being nuts or assholes. And that's true. I don't want to do a video about that because that's depressing and stressful and depressing. We'll talk in the shadows. Seeing what he's done, what he's said. I have his Twitbunker, which is how I found out about what he had done. Is someone did a video going, man, that's fucked up, and I'm like, what? And they linked the fucking apology, and for those of you who don't know, because I didn't fucking know until 2 months after he had fucking done it, Justin Juario Carmichael killed himself in January. I know he was a YouTube persona, and that's all I fucking know. So I am not going to be offering you an opinion as to what he thinks, or would have thought. Didn't fucking know him. At all. I still haven't seen it. I don't even know if they're fucking up online. But, here's the thing. Do you ever really know? Your friend who kills himself. It's a fucking surprise. If it's not a surprise, you're a shit. Unless they called you ahead of time and cleared it. Because that's the thing. Some of you might be offended by what's going to be coming up in this talk. I probably should have prefaced with a trigger warning, but I don't believe in those. I don't think there's anyone who's going to be triggered by what I say. You just might be pissed off at me, like I'm pissed off at this. Human condition. I believe everyone has the right to kill themselves. I would prefer they didn't. I'd prefer you contact family or a friend, someone you love, someone you care about, someone who cares about you, someone you can trust, someone you hang out with, anyone before you pop that fucking cork. Before you break that safety seal, contact somebody, talk to them about it. Even if it's just to get them to put a boot in your ass about threatening suicide. Do it. Do it. But if the world has gotten so fucking hard, and you don't see any fucking hope, and you decide that's the last fucking straw, it's your goddamn life. It is. And that's two in the fucking ground. Well, crematorium, but that's two down for me. That's how I came to that, is just that you want to go. I'd rather you stay. But it's not my life. It's my feeling on a lot of things. Not my life. So I'm not going to tell you how to live yours, even if you want it gone. But if you ask my opinion, and in some circumstances like this, I'd prefer you do, then I will tell you to live it. But Todd wasn't content in that. Todd wasn't content in honoring his friend's memory. He was offended that someone who disagreed with him on the internet had his friend's logo as their symbol, because that's what fans of Wario did after he passed. They made their symbols his little Wario hat. And he got pissed off about it. And he declared that they weren't allowed to do it anymore. Only his followers were. You don't get to fucking do that. And I don't give a shit. Your apology is absolutely fucking bullshit. You say, accuse me of weaponizing my late friend for my cause. That was your intention. Whether you say it here or not. You weren't offended by something someone said to you. You were offended by the fact that you felt your friend would have sided with you. That you know your friend well enough that they would have held all of the same opinions as you. Really? Because there seems to be one big opinion you two share. Or don't, I should say. You don't know everything about everyone in your life, even the ones you think you know the most. We hide parts of ourselves from those who we love and we care about, because they're parts of ourselves that we're ashamed of, or we don't like, or just aren't going to fucking do any goddamn fucking good to air out sometimes. And someone who kills himself, that's almost invariably true. There was parts of himself that he kept hidden. But he seems like a really nice guy. He seems like he was a great guy. He seems a lot like Boogie in Total Biscuit, who, if he thought someone was disagreeing with him online, if he thought someone held a view that he found very strange for someone to hold, he seems like the person reading about him, seeing you talk about him. Seems like the person who talked to those people and see what the fuck was up. Maybe I'm wrong. I didn't know him. Did you?